Hey, good evening, Gwinnett County. Coming to you, I normally don't do these live posts unless there's a serious issue that I feel like need to be addressed. So I want to talk about the city of Grayson and issue a warning to them as they will be hearing from myself as well as from our state and national leadership. So I drove by their polling precinct today. As we all know, early voting has started for all municipal elections. So if you in throughout Georgia, your city council, mayoral races, early voting has started for those elections right now. So you can go vote for your local city council races from 9 to 5, and the precincts are open for early voting for public service commissioner from 7 to 7. But that would be at your regular early voting precinct. Like I explained many times before, and I keep explaining, almost like Dr. Umar, I would just keep repeating myself. If you live inside the city limits, you have two places to vote at. You would vote at your local city hall for your city council races and mayoral races, and for public service commissioner. And for those of you in Gwinnett County, we do want you to support the East Block by saying yes to the East Block, because that keeps the upkeep of our schools, both at Buford schools as well as GCPS schools. That voting would take place at your regular, typical early voting precinct. So whether you go into Rose Jordan or Beauty P. Baldwin / the Gwinnett Voter Registration Election Building, or if you're in the Loganville, Grayson area and you go into the fire station on Azora Road, any of those early voting precincts you can vote at for public service commissioner and East Block. But if you live inside of the city limits, you do have to go to your local city hall to vote for your city council and mayoral elections. Saying all that to say, I've already or at least our social media team, shall I say, has already shared the pictures I sent them about the lack of voting signage at Grayson City Hall. I mean, that's embarrassing. And I like to say you all are in violation of Georgia Code Title 21, which states election officials are required, it's not an option, you're required to ensure that polling places are clearly marked and accessible. Um, you also required under violation, you also in violation of federal law, Section 203 of the Voting Rights Act, to make sure that the language is accessible, which means you need to have signage not only advertise that it's a polling precinct, but you should have signage that advertises a polling precinct in both English and Spanish. And so I'm very disappointed in the city officials that are working down at City Hall in Grayson. If you look at the photos I've shared, no wonder nobody's coming out and voting there. No wonder the voting turnout at City Hall uh, for the Grayson City Council election is so low. Let me share screen and share with you all the current voting totals uh, for the elections in Grayson and go over the breakdown of those totals. And not sure how well y'all can see it on your phones, but I'll just read it to you. Tuesday, only 2 people have voted. Wednesday, 3 people. Thursday, 4 people. Friday, October the 17th, and this is going back from the first day of early voting, 9 people, and then Saturday, 2 people. That's pathetic. It's pathetic. And it's pathetic because you have uh, people working down at City Hall who are, in my opinion, you're suppressing the vote. You don't have any signs in the yard. The best you can do is an 8x5 paper sign on the door to say that this is a voting precinct. You can't see that driving by that location. I got contacts in my eyes and got 20/20 eye vision, and I can't read with that little piece of paper that you printed out off a printer says that this is a voting precinct. You need to have signs in front of the door on the side of the building to say this is where voters that live in the city of Grayson need to come to vote. Period. That's not optional. That's the law. And you will be hearing from us at the NACP here in Gwinnett County and from our state leadership and national leadership about you not following the law. We've already lost a week of early voting with no signage there. So, warning to all the other municipalities, we will have members of our organization coming to your respective locations to make sure that you got proper signage advertising that this is where the community needs to come to vote. And again, I would say to the community, this is how When we don't participate in these elections, when we, feel like voting doesn't matter. If voting didn't matter, people wouldn't be doing little tricks like this where they're not putting out signage to let people know that this is where they need to come to vote. If voting didn't matter, they wouldn't be trying so hard to suppress your vote. Supreme Court wouldn't be right now trying so hard to eliminate Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act if your vote didn't matter. So understand your vote does matter. There's power in the ballot. That's why we did a town hall around that. Continue to do more town halls going into 2026 about how there's power in the ballot. And to the city of Grayson, get the issue fixed. You will be getting a formal letter from us about this issue, an email from our team about this issue, and from state leadership and national leadership will be notified about this issue, because as it stands today, you are in violation of both the state law and federal law by having no signage. And for those of you who may be watching this on YouTube, you can go to our Facebook page, Instagram page, our Twitter page. We've posted the pictures of the lack of signage at Grayson City Hall to let people know that that is a voting precinct that the people that live inside of Grayson city limits are able to come to and vote. Again, I'm going to put the graphic back up so you can see these horrible voter turnout numbers, and we wonder why these city council and mayoral elections races are low. Again, 2 people voted on Tuesday. 3 people voted on October the 15th, which was Wednesday. 4 people voted on the 16th, which is Thursday. 9 people on Friday. And Saturday, when everybody's off work, you've only had 2 people go there and vote. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. You shouldn't have that low of a voter turnout, but when you're not even trying to advertise that voting is happening, that's when you get turnout that low. And the mayor of Grayson, Allison Wilkerson, you ought to be embarrassed as the mayor of the city of Grayson to say that your city is not getting any participation from the voters in that community to vote. So in my opinion, this all is intentional. This is by design to keep the same people in office that ain't doing nothing for the community, to keep that same train going. And we're going to call it out. And we definitely will be out there letting people know that there's an election happening. And we expect this signage issue to get fixed immediately. So that is all I have to say about that at this time. Y'all enjoy your day. And we're going to keep fighting the good fight here at Gwinnett NACP for the citizens in Gwinnett County in all of these elections, not just municipal, but also the Public Service Commissioner election, because all of us, since that is a statewide election, even if you are outside the city limits, you can vote for your Public Service Commissioner on the ballot this November. So make sure you go vote for that. Don't think because you don't live in the city limits, you don't have an election to vote for. You do. So y'all enjoy y'all afternoon, and please share this post, share it, like it, retweet it. Let's get this thing circulated on social media, because we need to put the city of Grayson on notice. And if there's any other municipalities out here doing the same thing, we're gonna blast you too. Y'all enjoy y'all day, and go vote.